What's up guys, D here with another video, and today I'm out here on the track as you can see on a Saturday morning approximately 8 o'clock waiting for my clients to show up. Okay, today I'm going to be working with two of my clients. I have a track club out here out in Houston, and basically I help middle school kids get their technique right, get their power right, get ready for the season, for the upcoming season for track and field. I train about 6 athletes. I'm going to be training 2 today. A lot of them are out of town. A lot of them are busy. They have schoolwork and stuff, so they have to catch up on. But today I'm going to be working with 2 of them. We're going to have some fun, man. I wish I could do like a little mini workout Wednesday, but you know, I only got like 1 person out here, and I want to make sure I stay focused. But before that, I'm going to give you guys a little update on what they're going to be doing. So the 2 athletes I'm going to be working with today, they're first person, his name is Danny. Next person, her name is Ariana. Now, Danny's a sprinter. He's a 1-2-4 sprinter. So today we're going to be working on 30, 60, 90 with him. All right, he's going to be coming from he's going to be coming from a 3-point squat on this line. And then he's going to be doing 30, 60, 90. Really working on pushing out, really working on not just pushing out, but staying down, slowly coming up. Like his transitions going down like through a 100. Plus his quality speed work too. A lot of times when you have young athletes like this, Danny's maybe like 13, 14 years old. Usually the limiting factor when it comes to sprinters, when it comes to kids who are developing like that, is speed. Okay, you don't really want to work too much the lactic acid system because it's still developing and stuff, but really the most important thing to work on is that speed, because that's going to be the future limiting factor for him. And he's hitting puberty, he's getting stronger and stuff, so we really want to work on that speed, because the faster he is, the more he'll be able to stretch that out when he gets more speed endurance later on in the season that we can play with. Okay, if he's able to run like a good 11.8, he's gonna have no problem trying to go 24 or 25. Right now he's sitting at about 27, but he's a lot faster than he looks, so I'm excited to work with him. The second athlete we have, her name is Ariana. She's been dealing with a little bit of hip issues. She's really on the tall side too. She's like 5'6", 5'5", 5'6", and she's only like 13. And she's gonna be a tall one for sure. She's gonna be like a good 5'7", really lanky. Trying to teach her how to be quicker. She has a big stride, but we're trying to teach her how to get her limbs to work a little bit faster for her, especially for her size. I can say she's not a natural runner, but she's one of those runners that if you continue working with her, she's gonna blossom, and her body's gonna take to the training. So it requires a little bit of patience. She's what you call like a late bloomer, right? Same thing with her. One thing I found out about her, she's not a pure sprinter, but it's something that we have to continuously work on her with. We have to treat every aspect of her fitness with care when I train her. So I can't just train her like a sprinter. I have to make sure that she gets stronger. So like early on in the season, we had her do a bunch of lunges, a lot of lateral squats, just to help her out with strengthening out her hips. She used to be a swimmer, so now that she's on land, it's like we have to develop these qualities, the little pop in her legs, so that she can have an easier time trying to run. She had a really hard time producing force while she was on the ground. She also used to run on her heels, which tells me that like maybe she did a lot of distance before she got to me, which she did. She tried to run cross country, didn't really do too well with that. So she learned to run on her heels and stuff. We'll complain about knee problems. We got her running on her toes. Now her times are dropping like crazy. So she's gonna be out here today. I'm gonna be having her do some kind of general strength and conditioning kind of day, because she's been complaining about her hip. Biggest issue with middle school athletes, or just athletes in general, is when they have to serve 2 masters. When they have to serve the middle school coach, then they have to serve their club coach. Now, it's difficult because with the middle school coach, you can kind of, I'm only the club coach. I don't get them until the summertime. So I understand the middle school, the high school coaches, they have priority. But key thing to consider is that they need to make sure that they're warming up and warming down with the same amount of care, in which I do. When they're out here with me on Saturdays and Wednesdays, I make sure that they have a quality warm-up, 20-minute warm-up. They're doing, their 2 laps. They're doing their dynamic stretches. They're doing their speed. speed technique drills, and then after that they're doing their push-outs. I want to make sure that before they hit any workout that I have for them, they're nice and warm, their core is strong, everything like that. You get what I mean? With them, whew, when they have 50 to 100 athletes coming out here, they're not worrying about who warms up and who warms down. It's a numbers game. If you happen to be out here and you're a kid, you better make sure that you get your warm-up on, because if not, you know, it's gonna be a hard day, you know. So basically what happened was, and that's why a lot of my athletes are out today, because they just started training for track and they're not warming up the way I've been telling them to warm up, or they're not warming up the same way I would have them warm up. And the coaches are basically just having them out here doing 150-meter sprints, high velocity sprints, and they're cold from the building. They just came out their seats sitting down all day and say, hey, sprint as fast as you can. So one of my athletes, she hurt her quad, her rectus femoris. She's a really talented athlete. Her name is Mia. Another one of my athletes, Ariana, who's coming out here today, she hurt her hip. So today I'm going to ask her how she feels, and that's why she's doing general strength versus any sprinting. I want to make sure that she's fine and she can make that recovery so that she can continue training. And that's what's happening to a lot of my other athletes. It's hard for their bodies to just come out here and just sprint. Especially we're in Houston. It's great weather. It's like a little bit of rainy right now, as you can see in the clouds. But the weather's been fluctuating a lot. I'm not even gonna lie. It's been hot one day, 70-something degrees one day. The next day is 30-something degrees, 50-something degrees, raining. Like, it's just been really inconsistent. So when stuff like that happens, it's like, what are you supposed to do? So, like I said, with that being said, you know, we're gonna come out here and have a good time. They're running a little bit late. I got, you know, a couple of text messages coming in now about them telling me that they're on their way. So all I can do is be patient, wait for them to come, have a conversation about being on time. You know, punctuality is the most important thing. If you early, you want time. If you want time, you late. If you late, you gotta stay home. That's what I was raised upon. But you know, we're gonna get it right. I want them to get their training in, so I'm not tripping, but we're gonna definitely have a conversation about that, because my time is very valuable, you know. So, you know, but like I said, I made this video just to show you guys what we're doing today. Nothing fancy. Like I said, 30, 60, 90s, and we're gonna do some general strength. With the general strength for Ariana, what we're gonna be doing is like, basically we're gonna be doing like a circuit almost, where in between she's doing some kind of dynamic strength exercise, and then she's gonna be also doing a kind of core exercise, overall body fitness exercise. So for example, she may start out with lunges for 30 meters, and then at that cone, which I have over here, at the cone she's gonna be doing, she may do Russian twist, okay? Russian twist with no weight. I may have her do 30 of those. So basically, you know, it's just gonna be like a circuit. As soon as she's done with that, she's go on to the next exercise, which is like lateral squats, to work her, you know, her glute minimus and medius, those side hip muscles and stuff like that. You know, she may do that. After that, she may do leg lifts. So it's just gonna be a continuous circuit, because I want their bodies to withstand the whole season of pounding that they're gonna have to go through, because, you know, they're dealing with coaches outside of myself. I don't know what their coaches are gonna do. I only find out afterwards, you know what I mean? So just a little tip for those who are training middle school, high school athletes. You know, if you only get them as a supplement versus, you know, the whole meal, versus, you know, you don't train them the whole time, best thing to do is to communicate. If you can't communicate with the head coach, best thing you can do is communicate with the athletes the best that you can. Before you train them, ask them, what have you done today? What'd you do yesterday? What'd you do the week before? Like, figure out what you can do to kind of supplement what they're not getting from their coach. A lot of times it's speed. A lot of coaches don't focus on the technique aspect of running. So what happens is they're doing all this running and stuff, but the kids don't know how to use blocks, don't know how to hurdle, they don't know how to do the fine technical things that take time. They only do the things that, you know, you can get 50 athletes to do, which is just run. So a lot of times what I would suggest is to work on the kids' speed, but you can't work on the kids' speed if they're already doing speed. If they've been doing speed and stuff, figure out something else to work on. Sometimes you can't work on anything. Sometimes maybe it may be best just to sit down with the athlete, do some kind of general strength training. general strength for that day. You know, a lot of times they don't have access to weight rooms at middle school. They're way too young. So very important thing to consider, very important thing to kind of think about before training your athletes. You know, I just thought I'd sit down with y'all and, you know, kind of express that, and hopefully you guys take that tip and run with it. You know, get some PRs, get some fast times and stuff. Like I said, it's a okay Saturday, you know, 70 something degrees, you know, and hopefully you guys get to it. So with that being said, y'all have a good morning, good Saturday, and I'll holler at you later. Peace.